Yo, my name is Aries. If you don't know me, if you do, welcome back. Today we got more Explore with us. Cops unlock predator's phone, finding horrifying videos of missing girl. This seems like it's gonna be a really entertaining video for obvious reasons, so I'm ready to watch it. I know y'all are too. Let's get into it. Link will be down in the description. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and listen. See this time.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
I'm reporting a missing child.
And at this point, I start to panic and freak out because that can't be the case. She was dropped off. I remember him saying, should I have asked a warrant? And I'm like, no, you've got nothing to hide. Give them your phone. If you were to go demand your phone back right now, that would look suspicious. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
I feel like sometimes people struggle to show real emotion when they're aware of what the truth is.
If I knew anything, I promise you, I would tell you. Like, I am willing to take a lie detector test, whatever the you want, but I don't know anything.
On February 25th, 2024 in Kissimmee.
Before we get into the video, one message. It's 2025. Regardless of what you got going on, if it's bad, you shouldn't be doing it. I'm pretty sure you know that in the first place. Cameras everywhere, you're gonna get caught. You got your phone, you take that everywhere, they gonna track it. Someone's probably in the area anyway. So what's done in the dark's gonna come to light. Do good 2025 for the rest of your life. And you don't gotta worry about bullshit situations. And you always want your freedom. You don't want to go to jail for 5 years because you was fucked up for 5 minutes and now you done missed a whole new generation of whatever. So stop doing dirt, like Flyer X would say.
Florida, Madeline Soto celebrated her 13th birthday party with family and friends. The joyous occasion was quickly overshadowed by fear and panic just one day later when her mother arrived to pick her up from school only to learn Madeline never made it to class. Police and investigators launch a massive search operation, but as they piece together the clues from her last 24 hours, shocking evidence and glaring inconsistencies begin to emerge, suggesting her disappearance may be connected to a far more sinister truth.
I don't want to believe she's still alive. She's out there.
The following report is based on police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. On a late evening of February 26, 2024, the Orange County Sheriff's Office receives a 911 call from a caller with a dire concern.
Do you need police, fire, or medical?
Police, possibly. I'm reporting a missing child.
Okay, and the child that you're trying to report missing, are you calling on behalf of the parent?
Yes, on behalf of the mother. She's like,
Okay, and then how long has it been, though, since you guys have last seen her?
since this morning. She was dropped off at school this morning, and apparently she never showed up. We called everyone we knew. No one's seen her.
After collecting more details, the dispatcher assures the caller that a deputy will arrive as soon as possible. However, no help arrives. She calls back 2 more times, attempting to express the urgency of the situation.
Do you need police, fire, or medical?
No, it's not a medical issue. We have.
Man, I don't want to talk while I'm eating. I know that's awful, but bro, what the fuck? They called 2 times? You shouldn't have to. What? Nah, that's awful.
A missing child since this morning. We already called 3 times.
Yes, ma'am. I see you. This is waiting for a deputy to respond.
You're waiting for a deputy to respond?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long more do we need to wait? It's a child missing.
I understand that, ma'am, but I'm just not able to give out ETA. I don't know when they'll be there.
So this is not important for you guys? Really?
Ma'am, we were very busy in the area. Look, I understand that they'll be there as soon as they can, okay?
The chilling reason for the delay and what had deputies in the area so busy would soon raise more questions about the timing of her disappearance. At 7:48 p.m., Deputy Joseph finally arrives at the scene to meet with the missing girl's mother, 35-year-old Jennifer Soto, and her boyfriend, 37-year-old Stephen Stearns.
Hi there.
Hey there, I gotta go. Hey there.
Hey there. What's going on?
So, was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it. I went to pick her up from school.
I'm sorry, one second.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Are we looking for another kid or we have a kid?
Looking for another one.
With more than one missing child in the area, the fear that she may have been abducted remains a possibility.
So she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today, and she never came out. I got an email from the school saying she was absent, but I also messaged her teacher, and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was completely not at school today either.
Okay.
So she never made it.
Just had her 13th birthday.
13. What was she last seen wearing?
Green hoodie, white Crocs, either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Do you know if she has like friends in the area?
She does, but she doesn't know where they live. I asked all of them.
Is this like, does she like have any places that you guys know that she'll usually be at? Any friend's house? Any places that like she likes to hang out?
Not typically, no.
No.
Not typically?
No.
Okay. By any chance, does she have a phone number or phone?
She does, but she left it at home today. I haven't.
You have it.
And I've already gone through her messages.
Okay. How about, does she have like Apple?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of sketchy. The one day she goes missing, you got her phone, bro? I know she probably don't got nothing. Well, I don't know yet. I hope she doesn't have like any involvement in it. But for her to not have the phone the day she goes missing, that's so unfortunate timing. Like that's awful.
Watch.
She's got a device. The only device she's got on her right now is her school laptop.
Her school laptop. Is that trackable?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It should be. It should be. If the Wi-Fi is turned on, it'll try to connect to the Wi-Fi. So if I like circle here, it connects to any video system.
Without her cell phone, the laptop is their only hope of tracking Madeline's location. Attempts were made to locate the laptop, but unfortunately, the last pinged location was near downtown Orlando on February 22nd, 4 days prior to her disappearance.
She don't have a history of running away or anything like that?
Never.
She was hanging out and lost time kind of thing?
Possibly, I don't know. She got dropped off. She was like, so she's embarrassed by his car. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped off like half a block away so she can walk.
It's an image thing. She's in the face.
But
Bro, she don't want to get dropped off in a shitty looking car, bro. To anybody who's still in school, growing up, and you may not have as much as whatever you see the people around you have, etc. Don't be ashamed of it, bro. What you blessed with is what you blessed with. There's always somebody out there doing worse. Like, be proud that someone you can get there, that you don't gotta walk, you don't gotta take the scooter, the bus. Like, that's just sad to hear that she had them doing that just because she didn't want to be seen in a shitty car, bro. Like, come on. I hate that happened because it's like it gives opportunities like this to arise, and you don't want shit like that happening. So, like I said, if anyone out here is younger, etc., blah, 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 just be more appreciative of the situation that you're in, because it could always be worse.
he dropped her off half a block away and drove away.
Okay. Did she ever go to school though?
No, we called school.
She was walking in that direction. She was rifling through her backpack, just looking for something. I thought maybe she was just looking for headphones before she got her walking on.
Yeah.
But she was just kind of, shambling over in that direction. It looked the same as any other morning.
A sudden phone call puts the room on high alert as family and officers alike wait to hear if it's news about Madeline.
Hello? Yes?
Hi, Principal. I'm okay. How are you?
Stefan leads officers to the location where he believes he dropped her off for school, but a parent's struggles with his memory give them a less than ideal start.
Was it here?
It was along this stretch. I can't remember the exact spot, but it was around where these communities were. Oh, thank you. So it's like around where these communities were.
Okay.
And it's just like in this stretch, like we could see the overpass down there.
Where's the school?
Just on the other side of the overpass.
With a general idea of where Madeline was last seen, officers begin to search a nearby apartment complex for any sign of the missing child.
No cameras as of right now.
I can't believe that in this day and age, there's no cameras pointing on anyone.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can find something. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Deputy Joseph appears to have better luck as he reviews surveillance footage at a church half a mile from Madeline's school, where a young girl fitting her description was captured on camera in the early morning hours.
There's like a car full.
Yeah, he left and she walked onto property. And then she actually dove back onto property.
I guess she left.
So she's still sitting there.
And Ventura, what's the
what they were saying, right? She left her phone on to me. It's like, that feels intentional. You know, like, I don't want to be tracked. So
That for sure seems intentional.
10 minutes to see if she's in there. Yeah.
Oh, wait,
There is a person.
a person getting out of the car.
She's gone by 9.
Hopeful that Madeline's movements can be tracked, a K-9 search unit is dispatched in the intersection near the school where Madeline may have walked. The stakes are high and every second counts, but after nearly 15 minutes of searching, they've yet to pick up her trail.
I mean, if I had to guess, get out of there. If I had to guess, you probably went that way. But, ow. He dumped her off here, or he dumped her off up ahead? Okay.
And she walked this way, coming down.
So her scent's probably all over here anyway. Yeah, it's a tough one. What are you telling me? No. Okay. Yeah, we can pull it.
Back at the church, Deputy Joseph shares what he saw on the surveillance footage with Madeline's aunt.
Okay, it's blurry video, but it looks like a adolescent child sitting right there. And I don't see her getting into anybody's car in the video. I see her sitting on property for give or take 10 minutes and then walking off property. I don't know which way she went from there and get more video.
Show the bridge or anything?
No.
Speculating that Madeline may have wandered away on her own, the officer asks if there's anywhere she may have gone that she wouldn't want her mother to know about.
I have no idea. We checked her phone. I didn't see any, like...
Crazy stuff. Like, yeah, me neither, yeah.
I didn't see her trying to, like, plan anything with anyone. And I just really don't think she's the type to do that.
Just walk up and leave.
I don't see her doing that at all.
The mystery of Madeline's disappearance eludes law
30
enforcement
seconds.
as a challenging night of searching meets a disappointing end. Despite their exhaustive efforts, the haunting question of where Madeline has gone and why leaves everyone grasping for answers. The following day, on February 27th, officers begin canvassing local neighborhoods, and the family makes multiple appearances and television interviews. As news about Madeline's disappearance spreads, some residents begin feeling the emotional impact.
Oh, is this about that little girl?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've been crying all day long.
Yeah, she's been missing since 8:30 a.m.
Why aren't there any updates? Like, I'm looking everywhere for anybody. I kept saying to myself, I said, I'm hoping she skipped school today.
While Orange County deputies continue knocking on doors, a detective heads to Madeline's school to speak with her best friend in the hopes she may have heard from her or has information that may lead to a breakthrough.
I thought it was fishy yesterday when she didn't text me at all, because usually even if she doesn't go to school that day, she texts me like the night or the day of, like she'll wake up early just to like text me like, hey, I'm not going to school. And she didn't yesterday, but I didn't think everything of it because I thought she like slept in or something.
Okay. Did you ever try to call her or text her or anything?
Yes, I called her.
And no answer?
No answer.
And that's completely out of the ordinary for her?
Yeah.
According to investigators, Madeline's phone was unplugged from the charger on February 26th at 7:04 a.m. It was then powered off around 15 minutes later, which they would determine is an unusual pattern according to historical phone data.
Damn, not to pause, but I didn't know they had that much info on your phone. But that just goes to show how much shit they really know. If you're doing dirt, don't do it. But you learn something new every day. I didn't know that.
As speculation that Madeline ran away from home continues, her friend drops a shocking revelation.
She had told like, when I turned 13, once I turn 13, I'm going to leave this house and never come back.
Why 13?
Because she would always brag, because I said that I can't wait to my birthday, and she was like, are you having a birthday party? I said no, and she was like, oh, I get a whole bunch of money, like $500 something. I think she was waiting to turn 13. That way she could get a whole bunch of money and go.
But where would she go?
I have no clue.
As the question of why Madeline would want to run away from home haunts the investigators, her mother, Jennifer, offers a simple explanation.
So this whole living in the woods thing, I have people like tromping through the woods right now on horses and ATVs and all sort of things, but has she ever mentioned that before?
The thing is, I started talking to her about World War III, just what's happening politically, and I'm like, you know, I don't know what that means for us, but we'll see what happens. But I talked to her about World War III, so that's what I'm just saying.
How long ago was that? I mean, is that something that might have impacted her?
That's why she said she wanted to go live in the woods.
As the detective asks Jennifer for her own insights, she poses a darker theory for what may have happened to Madeline.
Based off of everything, me knowing her and knowing how she is and how tight-knit we are, like, I don't think she would run away. I feel like she was taken, like, on that short walk from where she was dropped off to the school.
As investigators...
This is a message for the parents also, because this is a message for the parents also, because she said she feel like her and her daughter's tight-knit. Take time to really make sure that y'all are really tight-knit, because, like, you just seen, she told her friend, oh, when I turn 13, I'm gone, I'm going to leave. Her mother just said the complete opposite, so it can change. Perspectives can be drastically different, and the other party can have no idea. So just take time to really make sure you have a good... My apologies because I have this candy in my mouth. But just make sure you take time to have a really good relationship with your child so things like this don't even happen, so thoughts like this don't even occur in the first place. Regardless of what was going on at home, I feel like it had to have been something. We're going to watch the video and see, but I'll leave it at that.
Investigators finish interviewing Madeline's friend. She shares one final detail that suggests a suspicious break in her usual routine. The friend shares that Madeline always preferred to be dropped off at school and had never walked her way to school from the church.
But yesterday, for some random reason, she wanted to be dropped off at the church.
I don't know if she's ever been dropped off at church before. No, she has told me.
Okay.
The unusual circumstances leave detectives scrambling.
I have one question about that, actually. Because they said she usually gets dropped off a block away, blah, blah, blah. Maybe the friend just didn't know, but that's kind of another contradicting thing that I've heard from both sides, which shouldn't really be a thing. But maybe we'll get more
Scrambling for answers, and they'll soon turn to Stefan and Jennifer to fill in the blanks. As officers continue canvassing, a second night falls with no valuable leads. By now, Madeline has been missing for over 48 hours.
I really hope I wasn't just muted and I just said what I just said.
K9 Wyatt returns for a second attempt at locating her trail. This time, beginning at Madeline's residence, where Stefan and Jennifer are waiting.
We're going to pull one more, and then we're going to have the dog sniff it out again and see if we can get another track going.
Can I get you, like, the last outfit you're wearing?
Has it been, like, with other clothes and all that, like your clothes?
It got mixed in with clean clothes and dirty clothes.
Is it other people's dirty clothes, or is it her dirty clothes? Is her
What about,
underwear?
like, a pillow that she likes to sleep with?
Her underwear is...
I mean, all that stuff works.
Yeah, but you slept on the pillow this morning.
Oh, that's right. I snuggled with a pillow.
They settle on using a pair of her underwear from the bathroom, and the search begins. However, Stefan's curiosity will soon create an unexpected barrier to their efforts.
I'm gonna be going like right where you guys are. Yeah. You guys can go inside if you want, because then I just don't want him trying to track you guys. Yeah. He's a pretty cute little guy. Just as long as everybody's inside. I'm not gonna go inside. I'm just gonna start at the front door. He's trying to open the door. Oh God, he opened the door. Sorry. He knows how to open doors.
After only a few minutes of searching, Stefan is seen lingering just around the corner, leading to frustration with the K9's handler.
No, sorry. He backtracks a lot, so he kind of just circles.
So he's been suspicious. Wait.
Yeah.
So he's that keep an eye on him.
Unfortunately, no critical evidence was found in the second K9 search, and concerns around Madeline's whereabouts continued to escalate. By Friday, March 1st, 5 days after she first disappeared, Madeline is still nowhere to be found. Jennifer and Stefan have been interviewed multiple times, but inconsistencies in their accounts and shocking new evidence have thrown the case in a chilling new direction. As investigators meet with Jennifer to revisit their previous interviews, an intricate web of lies begins to unravel.
You want me to go through the whole timeline?
Yeah, we'll start with Sunday. Maybe do Sunday.
Sunday birthday party. She spent the whole day at my mom's house. They celebrated with the whole family. I was at work. I just started a new job last week or the week before. She had the best day. She was so happy when I got home and I saw her. At my house around 8:30 that night. I wasn't home. She got dropped off alone. About 10 to 15 minutes later, Stefan showed up.
At your house in Kissimmee?
At my house in Kissimmee, he called me. Or he texted me, I'm not sure. But he let me know he was there and that she was getting ready for bed. She was doing her routine.
Stefan previously explained to detectives that he doesn't live with Jennifer full-time, but rather splits his time between her house in Kissimmee and his parents' home in Northport, Florida, nearly 150 miles away.
And what does your time splitting look like? Are you here for days, weeks, months, something else?
Weeks at a time, yeah.
And so, I guess, when did you arrive this block of time that you were here?
Day before yesterday, actually.
So, what night? Saturday?
Yeah.
I think. So you got here Saturday night.
This is inconsistent with what Jennifer just told detectives, claiming Stefan arrived after her birthday party, which took place on Sunday night. However, even this timeline contradicts one of her earlier interviews, in which Jennifer struggled to remember exactly what day he made it into town.
How long has he been here? Or when did he arrive, rather, this time?
I can't remember if he arrived Saturday or Sunday morning.
These are only the beginning of a string of contradictions that will soon raise major red flags. As Stefan's questioning continues, he's asked to describe how Madeline was acting following her birthday party on Sunday night.
She was just happy. She was very happy. Everyone was happy. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I can't remember anything particular that happened.
Jennifer continues to explain what happened just after she returned from work and the reason behind her decision to break routine and have Stefan take Madeline to school the following morning.
I got home around 10:30. I started getting ready for bed myself. I started eating and taking my meds because I have to take meds. When I went to take my meds, I realized, oh my God, I forgot to take my Saturday night's meds, which is why I felt so weird and so abnormal and not myself Sunday while I was at work. Everyone at work noticed I was acting different and not being myself. Like I couldn't smile in front of the guests. I felt this wave of depression that I haven't felt in years. It was my bipolar symptoms coming up again that I've been medicating myself for all this time. I sent them to sleep upstairs in the guest bedroom so that I could get a good night's sleep.
This disturbing admission further stressed the concerns detectives have had since Jennifer's initial interview, when she'd first explained their unusual sleeping arrangements at home.
Is it normal for both of them to sleep in the same room?
Sometimes when I really need a good night's sleep, I will send them upstairs. But when also a lot of times we will sleep together in the king size bed, all three of us, or sometimes Stefan will go upstairs and in our bed alone. So it just really depends on what's going on that night with our schedules and what we're doing.
Okay, where were you sleeping?
Downstairs in the king size bed.
Okay, is it just you two here? Well, you guys have a roommate, right?
We have two roommates.
So what rooms do you guys use?
The room downstairs, the master bedroom downstairs, and room number 4.
The house would later be thoroughly searched, and what investigators would uncover would leave detectives reeling. As Jennifer continues, she elaborates on how the concerning sleeping arrangements first originated.
The living situation with them, I'll be honest, seems weird. It's weird to me. She's got a bedroom downstairs. What's kind of the mindset or the thought process, the communication you've had with Stefan about, she's not going to sleep in her bed, but you guys are going to go sleep in the guest bedroom?
It wasn't until June that he got his own bedroom and I sent him upstairs. That's where the requests for sleepover started.
Okay.
And I kept telling her no. I'm not comfortable with that. They really wanted to watch something and I was really tired. And I said, okay, fine. Go ahead, but this can't happen often. I love her.
So the dad or stepfather, whatever he is, might be the stepfather, might be the weirdo, I'm gonna assume, based off how I was looking.
Go upstairs and sleep with him. But honestly, I think I can count on one hand how many times that's happened, and it has been many times that I've allowed her to have a supper party with him, to be alone in a bed with him.
The sleeping arrangements leave detectives seemingly uneasy. But with finding Madeline still the main priority, investigators ask Stefan to piece together the events of the following morning.
Woke up around 7:15, somewhere around there, which is an early start for us, but we had talked about getting McDonald's breakfast beforehand, so we wanted to make good time. We did make good time. We got out the door maybe 7:30ish, 7:45ish, maybe.
However, when Natalie, who lived in the house as one of Jennifer's 2 roommates, was asked if she saw the 2 of them getting ready in the morning, her answer seemed to contradict Stefan's account.
Did you see them at all Monday morning?
By the time I was leaving Monday, no, I think I was leaving too early. I leave like around 7:45. I typically don't see them. Which
Were
was
you
like
probably
normal.
gone before they even got up, maybe? Okay, gotcha.
If Natalie's recollection is correct, she would likely have seen Stefan, as they both claim to have left the house at the same time. The timeline is even more muddied by a written statement to the police, in which Jennifer claims she physically saw Madeline getting ready around 8 a.m. Confusion over the truth is compounded as her story continues to change.
Between your initial statement to the police, a lot of things have changed. The initial statement to the police was you watched her get dressed, you watched her leave, you knew exactly what she was wearing.
Can I tell you my thought process on that, or where I came from with that? I was handed this form, and I'm like, where do I start? What do I write? And somebody said, tell them what you saw. And so I started with I saw. And then I wrote out what I wrote out. But it wasn't until later I was like, wait, I didn't see her. I assumed that I saw her. I assumed that I heard her. But I didn't. In reality, I didn't see her. I only saw him.
Nah, that's fishy as fuck, bro. That's sketchy as shit. Cause you don't just randomly recollect or just say, like, here's the thing with her saying that. Like, if she wrote that blah 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 and she gonna come up and get this statement that's different, I feel like at some point you'd be like, oh wait, I made a mistake earlier, without them having to bring it up. I feel like the sole fact that this detective had to come back like, hey, there's an inconsistency right here. What's going on with this? Oh, well, I thought I seen this. The second you started on a different story and you go into somewhere else, because you could have like remade that branch or whatever, which she could have just genuinely still been distraught and just forgot. But just something I just caught that kind of has my attention.
And I heard something in the kitchen, but I don't know who that was.
Despite the inconsistencies, investigators move on to what happened after Stefan and Madeline allegedly left for school.
She was asleep in the car most of the time, just snoozing until we got there. And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school. She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. I get it. It's an image thing. I said, okay, let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was watching her in my rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where she's supposed to go, and she was.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie though. Man, like growing up, let me would have said, yeah, park up the street so I can walk down here. Nigga, my parents, nah, that wouldn't have slid, bro. Nobody that would have been dropping me off at school would have said something like that and just let that slide. Nah, that's an image thing. Image thing or not, it's something she gonna have to go through, and that's one of them, bro. It is what it is.
I was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. Find out later that she forgot her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. Looked like any other day.
And you said that that's typical of her to walk that distance?
Yeah, she likes the morning walks when it's cool. And she will sometimes like to hang out and wait for her friends. She's known to do that.
His statement seems to have raised suspicions with investigators, as Madeline's friend informs them that it isn't typical for her to be dropped off anywhere but in front of the school.
Right.
Stefan also claims to have dropped her off between 8:20 and 8:40 a.m. But when confronted with what detectives saw on local street cameras, Stefan makes an abrupt change to his story.
So why is your car seen going southbound at 8:10? So meaning going toward Kissimmee.
Mm-hmm. I had forgotten I had forgotten my gate clicker. I'm sorry. I forgot. I had gone back to the house real quick after we left. I actually had to go through the front gate and use my parking pass to grab my clicker. So it was the wrong time. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was guesstimating these times. I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
So yes, we'd gone out.
How far did you get before you came back down? When you realized you forgot your clicker?
Nearly all the way to the school.
So you guys came back here to get your clicker?
Correct.
So when we look at the cameras in the front, it's going to show you coming back in
Correct.
here with her in the car?
Yes, with her in the passenger seat,
Okay.
yes.
Footage from the apartment shows Stefan pulling up to the complex trash compactor at 7:35 a.m. in his silver sedan. He's wearing a red-colored shirt as he throws a trash bag inside the compactor and pulls away. A female, believed to be Madeline, is visible in the front passenger seat, appearing slightly slumped over. They leave and return to the apartment at 8:19 a.m., where Stefan appears to speak briefly with a security guard. Madeline still appears to be in the front passenger seat. The security guard was later interviewed, but his account burns another hole in Stefan's story.
Do you remember a resident coming through in a silver Lincoln sedan?
I do remember, but not his face. I talked to him. He showed me his little clicker, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm clicking, it's not working." And then I went and I clicked the button. He went inside, and I just remember there was a woman like sleeping beside him with a green shirt.
If Stefan already had his gate clicker, his reason for returning to the complex falls apart, leaving investigators to question what else he may have lied about. They determine the trash compactor needs a closer look and begin the process of gathering a warrant to search its contents. Meanwhile, with more questions than answers, Stefan continues to explain what happened next after he returned to the area near the church and dropped Madeline off.
What did you do after you left the area?
I left to go to the local vape shop because I needed some more vape juice. They weren't quite open yet, so I ended up going back home. Waited about an hour or so and then went back and checked the vape shop again. It was open, so I got what I needed there and came back.
Do you remember what time you came home?
The first time was probably right around 10, close to it. Probably finished at the vape shop and came back home again a little after 11.
Okay. You said the first time that you hung out was a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Was there when you got here at 10? Okay.
I think so. She might have been at her blood appointment. Let me double check.
It's okay. We don't have to ask her right now.
Sorry, everything's a blur.
So she might have been here. She might have not have been here
I
the first time.
believe she was here because she was sleeping in as much as she possibly could because she's been messed up with her work schedule. So she had to be here because she'd been wanting to sleep in.
With Stefan struggling to remember whether or not Jennifer was home when he arrived back at the apartment, investigators turned to Jennifer herself for confirmation.
Maybe they did later on into the video, but I'm curious why, or if they checked the cameras at that vape shop. Whether it was a vape shop, a corner store, a smoke shop, or a dispensary, there's always cameras in those lots 24/7, period. So I feel like that's another thing that they could have confirmed, whether those times were true or not, or whether he was actually there, which they probably got to a little bit later on in the video. We'll see, but that kind of caught my attention too.
When Stefan called me around 10:18 in the morning, I had stepped out to go get blood work done, and he had just let me know that he just got back home from running a few errands. I asked, "Did you guys ever just stop at McDonald's?" And he said no. She changed her mind. He tried convincing her a few times, but she did not want McDonald's anymore.
At what time did you leave the house yesterday in the morning? Or what time did you step out, rather?
I'm gonna say around 9:30.
You left around 9:30. And then Stefan called you around 10 to say he got home?
Yeah.
Cool.
Though Stefan claims he spent time with Jennifer before leaving for the vape store a second time, Jennifer's account suggests she wasn't home until after he returned. As confusion builds over the timeline, detectives review security footage from the street cameras and notice a flaw in Stefan's story.
Did you go anywhere else after the smoke shop?
Oh, no. I don't think I went anywhere specific. I was just driving probably in the direction of home. but I don't remember stopping anywhere specifically.
And you were there for 5 to 10 minutes?
Roundabout, I think.
Okay, so like let's say you drop her off at 8:40. We don't see your car coming back south until 10 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing between 8:40 and 10 o'clock?
Cruising around a little bit.
Okay, but I asked you earlier, you know, like what you were doing, and you said you were there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then you came back home.
I mean, I don't know what to say. It was just a normal day. I didn't have anything important to do. The smoke shop was supposed to open soon, so I made my way over there. Wasn't any particular rush, though.
Okay, but can you help me explain to them, because I don't know the explanation or the answer to this question, okay? So can you help me explain to them why there's such a delay in the time?
No.
With Stefan unable to provide an answer, more surveillance footage will need to be reviewed to track his movements. Meanwhile, a suspicious act by Stefan raises serious alarms for investigators.
I left my phone at home in the morning, too. I was so busy riding herd over to get us out the door on time that I left my phone. She left her phone. We both left our phones.
Did you have your phone when you went to the smoke shop?
Not the first time after I dropped her off. I was still without it. I got my phone and went back to the smoke shop later when I got home.
And then I also noticed, I was checking your call history. I noticed that you don't have anything before this morning. Is that unusual on your phone?
No, it's a new phone. Stupid. I went to do an update yesterday morning, and I don't know what the... pardon me. I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory reset my phone.
Yeah.
And lose...
Nah. It's 2025. I see, maybe if it was 2011, 2012, it would have got away with saying something like that. It ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna work, bro. You don't just lose all of your information, all everything, blah, 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 just updating your phone. Like, it happens, but it don't happen. Like, it's just not something that just occurs.
All of my contacts, all my information.
Jennifer also corroborates this story as she explains the moment the supposed accident took place.
And I said, how the hell does that happen? That gives you options now when you reset your phone? He goes, yeah, apparently I wasn't paying attention and I just pressed the button and it happened.
He was hiding some, for sure.
Said, oh, that's unfortunate. That sucks.
When asked, Stefan voluntarily hands over his phone, and investigators begin a forensic download to determine its contents. They uncover that at 12:12 p.m. on February 26th, the phone was factory reset by manually navigating to the device's settings,
right,
and that it had nothing to do with a system update.
Yeah, he was
They
bullshitting.
also discovered that a password must be entered and that it's unlikely, if not impossible, to be done by accident.
Right.
In the
It's
meantime,
2025,
Jennifer
bro.
explains that Stefan had an intense reaction to leaving his phone in the hands of the police.
So earlier that day, I think Detective Hunt came, or somebody came, and asked Stefan for his cell phone. If he would willingly give it up so that they can look at it, or if they would need a warrant. And I remember him saying, should I have asked a warrant? Should I have... And I'm like, no, if you've got nothing to hide, give him your phone.
Right.
And I think we hung out in the house for a little bit, and then when you guys came in the evening, and you guys told us to wait outside, and we waited in my car, he started getting very anxious and very panicky, going, I want my phone back. I want my phone back. And I said, listen, at this point, it's their phone. It's theirs for ever. I don't give a... We will buy you a new phone. It doesn't matter anymore. Whatever they need, they need. Like,
Right.
let them look at it. And he's like, I just want my phone back. And I'm just like, are you trying to make yourself more suspicious? Because, like, if you were to go demand your phone back right now, that would look suspicious. Like, what are you doing?
What they would later discover hidden in the data would shock investigators and completely change the course of the case. Meanwhile, as Stefan's account of the day continues, he explains that he left the apartment once again around 12:30 in the afternoon.
I had a couple errands to run over on 192. She was talking about making a BJ shopping list. She just wanted to make sure I was back in time for us to both go pick up.
if you're at this point and you see me saying this, at this point when he was like in his time, I don't know if they just said 12 or whatever. Was she in the car with him during this time? I wasn't. I guess I probably missed something or I wasn't picking it up. But y'all can let me know in the comments, please.
So I was visiting some card shops around the area on 192. I'm kind of a nerd, so we had a new trading card game release, and I was seeing what the situation was with it.
Jennifer describes Stefan as an avid gamer who collects figurines, trading cards, and retro toys such as Tamagotchis.
Do you remember what places you visited?
Yeah, Coliseum of Comics. Stopped by a couple Targets, and I was going to go to House Rules Games down by Oak and 192. But I didn't make it that far. I got a flat tire on the way.
Between the factory phone reset and now the flat tire, the suspicious circumstances keep adding up.
Right, man.
Jennifer continues, explaining what happened as the time approached to pick up Madeline from school.
2:30 rolls around, and I'm already calling Stefan, and he's not picking up his phone. About 10 minutes later, I get a phone call from him going, I just got back home. I left my phone home again. I'm so sorry. How long ago did you leave? And I said, about 10 minutes ago. He goes, I'm so sorry, I missed it. I really wanted to go with you. And I'm just like, it's fine.
Investigators attempt to pinpoint where the tire change occurred, but once again, Stefan seems to struggle with his memory.
Do you remember where you got your flat tire?
It was on 192. I pulled into one of those plazas somewhere.
Do you remember the name of the plaza by any chance?
That ain't no flat tire, bro. It looked like somebody didn't. Nah, that's not no regular flat tire, bro. This shit look like he got eaten. And not by, bro. Nah.
Though investigators were unaware at the time, Stefan's flat tire would eventually be the key to a massive breakthrough in the search for Madeline. Meanwhile, Jennifer explained she went to the school to pick up Madeline, and more inconsistencies come up.
410 rolls around, and she's still not out, or 409. And then at this point, I'm feeling the pressure from the cars behind me. I'm like, okay, they're all full. They're all waiting for me to leave, and she's not here yet. So I take off, and I'm thinking, maybe I missed her. Maybe I forgot to tell her I was picking her up from school today, because I don't know if she knew that I wasn't working. So I left, thinking maybe she walked. That's pretty close to school. Let me go drive back down and wait along the path she would walk, and just wait. And I parked and I waited. Maybe somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes. She still wasn't there, and I looked at the time and I'm like, okay, she should be back at my mom's office by now. Maybe she took a different path and I didn't see. She's still not here. And I'm like, that's really strange. And I think at this point I call Stefan and I tell him she didn't make it. She's absent today. There's no attendance of her at all today.
Later that evening, Jennifer, Stefan, and concerned family members met with police to report Madeline missing. Detectives noted several discrepancies in Jennifer and Stefan's accounts. Jennifer initially claimed she saw Madeline getting ready for school, later saying she only heard her. Curiously, she'd corrected Stefan on what Madeline was wearing earlier, despite initial statements that she never saw her.
White Crocs.
See, bro, that's fishy, bro. Like, I don't like that. Because it's one thing with it being one parent involved, but it's another thing when they both got shady business going on, bro. It just really makes you think what's going on in that household and what took place prior to her going missing. Like, you know, like that's, I hate that.
Black shorts?
Yeah.
Black shorts?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Additionally, a review of cameras near where Stefan supposedly left Madeline doesn't show his car in the area, and cameras capture him moving in the opposite direction at the time he was supposedly dropping her off at school. A license plate reader also captured Stefan 9 miles away in St. Cloud at the time he was supposedly heading toward House Rules Games in Kissimmee, where he disappears from cameras for approximately 54 minutes. With suspicious circumstances surrounding Madeline's disappearance, police prohibit Stefan and Jennifer from re-entering their apartment on the night of February 27th, 1 day following Madeline's disappearance. Jennifer's reaction to the news was far from what investigators expected.
I think at this point, when I noticed that forensics was locking down the house and you guys said we couldn't come back, I told him to call his dad. Because I had a feeling y'all knew something and it was going to come down on him. And I'm just like, they're focusing on the wrong person. They have the wrong person. In my head, I'm convinced you guys are just that you had the wrong person. I started saying to him, like, I think they're focusing in on you. Like, you need to call your dad, and I think we need to get you a lawyer.
How did he feel when you said he needs a lawyer?
He didn't believe me. Like, when I told him, like, don't you see forensics is closing down the house? They know something, or there's something, like, they know something. Something's happening. They wouldn't be locking down the house this way if they didn't have suspicions of something.
On the night of February 27th, after the police seized Stefan's phone in their apartment, they booked a hotel with Stefan's dad, Chris, a retired Orange County police deputy. Chris will soon speak with police, sharing his own fears and suspicions about his son. Meanwhile, the following morning, Stefan's sudden absence from the hotel doesn't go unnoticed.
The following morning, I wake up, I think around 9 o'clock in the morning, and Stefan's not there. And I remember thinking, he left again without his phone and didn't tell anyone where he was going. That's suspicious as fuck again. Why is he trying to...
Well, we took his phone, so he got a new phone?
He didn't get the new phone until later that day, where his dad woke up, came to our hotel room, and then handed him a phone. But he rolled in around 11:15, rolled in with a cup of Wawa, and said, oh, I'm so sorry, I was just driving around. I grabbed some Wawa on 182 and got lost. I didn't know how to get back to the hotel, but I'm here now. And I'm just like, detectives are about to show up. What the would have happened if they showed up and you weren't here? Like, you would have been a fugitive. Like, what are you doing? And he was just apologetic about not telling anyone where he went.
But you know, I mean, he had a Wawa cup and he said he was up at 192.
Yeah, but in reality, I know that he truly took my car in the middle of the night to Northport, Florida, and was down there for an hour and came back.
Cameras capture Stefan leaving the hotel lobby at 4:35 a.m. in Jennifer's car. A license plate reader captures him again 1 mile from his parents' home in Northport, Florida, nearly 150 miles from Kissimmee, at 6:29 a.m. Investigators urgently speak with Stefan's dad, Chris, as their suspicions surrounding Stefan's activities solidify their suspicions about it being connected with Madeline's whereabouts.
Did he tell you he was in Northport today? I'm assuming he did it based on the reaction. Okay. So, you need to take a seat? Or?
No.
Okay.
He was in Northport.
Yes. We have more than enough reason to believe that Stefan was in Northport today at the exit that you take to your house. Our concern is we're conducting a missing person investigation.
Yeah.
Given the proximity of that exit to your home, what we're trying to find out is if she's just hanging out in your house, you just want to get her somewhere safe, we want to put eyes on her, make sure she's okay.
Chris contacts his wife, who's currently at their house in Northport, to let her know that local police are on the way. Meanwhile, Chris theorizes that if Stefan were hiding Madeline, there may be another place worth searching.
They're going to come over and want to search a house for, apparently, can I tell them? Yeah. Apparently, Stefan made a trip down to Northport last night. Or this morning, I should say. I have no idea. But there's a storage unit, but he wouldn't have access to the keys to the storage unit because I have the only key to it. And that would have been locked in my car, and he would have had to come in my room, which he didn't have a key to get into it.
Chris cooperates fully, giving police permission to search his home and the storage unit in Northport for any sign of Madeline. Meanwhile, Chris describes a haunting suspicion he shared with his wife once they learned of Madeline's sudden disappearance.
When I left last night, I said, hey, I turned to her, I said, do we really know? You know, is he capable of doing something harmful to her?
Why would you suspect that?
Because some inconsistencies of phone calls he had with me didn't add up, okay? So I'll give you the sequence. He calls me mid-afternoon, 3-ish, maybe 3:45 or something, and say, I just had a flat tire. Okay, how the did you get a flat tire? You just drove over to Kissimmee. You took her, maybe you're running an errand, but where would you have gone to get a flat tire?
It was several hours later, around 5 p.m., when Stefan told Chris that Madeline never showed up for school.
Nah, nothing about that flat tire, but I wasn't just a flat tire, nigga. That tire was, like, cooked. Like, it was damn near nothing but rim. It was little nothing but rim and the remains of the fucking outline. That was it. That doesn't just happen going over a nail, bro. That shit would have quite literally had to explode it, and that's not a flat tire. You don't just your tire don't explode on the road and you say, oh yeah, man, I got a flat, I'll be all right. You like, bro, my fucking my tire just fucking exploded. Like, what? You don't just do that.
Meanwhile, Jennifer shares similar concerns about his activities.
Him disappearing to Northport. What the hell was he doing? That is suspicious. I mean, now that I know that that's where he went, that is suspicious as all. Why did he go to a storage unit facility? What was he grabbing? What was he trying to dispose of? Or what was he trying to hide?
I don't like her vibe either. She's been fishy as hell too this interview. I don't like her body language, but this is a really intense situation, so it gives that pretty good pass. But I don't know. It's just something about. I mean, she could be not involved in a way that I think she is, but I don't know. It's just raising a flag.
That to me is suspicious.
What Stefan was doing in Northport and how it's related to Madeleine's disappearance will be revealed later. The home and storage unit are searched, but no sign of Madeleine is found. In the meantime, Stefan is brought to the police station just after his return to the hotel on February 28th, unaware that his many lies are about to catch up with him.
What happened to your hand?
Flat tire.
Oof.
I haven't changed a flat tire in about 10 years. I made a rookie mistake and had my thumb too close to where the jack and the frame meet. And it slipped, and the frame came down on my thumb and pinned it between the jack.
What about the other scratches?
Courtesy
Good
of
outline.
a janky tire iron.
He's for sure
and
good
a road.
outline.
Did you bleed at all?
Yeah, this one had some blood and this one had some blood, but not much. It clotted fast.
Do you know what popped your tire at all?
No idea. Tire just started going floppy and then
Pretty worn out or
way
something?
floppier and then just completely freaking separated.
That doesn't just happen, bro.
Thank God we had a spare and a jack.
That doesn't just
Janky
happen.
as it was.
So typically
Hold
when
on,
changing
bro.
a tire and
My bad. We're going to go back and look at this because this is still blowing the fuck out of my mind. Look at this tire, bro. Like, for reference, if you can't see for some reason, maybe the screen is too small or just whatever else, this tire around completely is gutted. There is no tire there. All you see is rim if you turn that shit to the side. Like, nah, bro.
Janky as it was.
So typically when changing a tire and stuff, you tend to get breaks.
And he also said it was getting flatter and flatter, which means it couldn't have popped, which is the only way in my head could think that could naturally happen is if it's popped.
Dust and dirty and all that.
Yeah, I'm
Did you happen to...
positive that I breathed in some freaking brake dust or tire dust or something because I was coughing the rest of the afternoon.
What'd you end up doing to clean up or stop the bleeding and stuff?
Nothing, actually. I just
You
went
didn't get too
home
dirty?
and washed my hands and that was it.
Your clothes get all messed up and all, or...
Not bad, surprisingly.
What were you wearing, by chance?
This. I don't think I'm still wearing this. I'm still wearing the same clothes.
Oh, so you kept pretty clean.
Try to, I guess.
Earlier surveillance footage showed him wearing a red shirt as he threw away items in the trash compactor, left the apartment complex, and returned with Madeleine. However, when he's captured on camera at a smoke shop later that morning, his clothes have changed.
You weren't wearing a red shirt?
I was wearing a red shirt early in the morning. But I changed clothes later because that shirt was in a couple days with that one. And the flat tire happened after that.
After further review of security footage from the apartment complex, Stefan was seen visiting
Damn,
the trash
hold up.
compactor, multiple security.
My bad. This is a crazy apartment. Apartment complex. Not to take go away from the story, but this is nice. Low key, they got the little pool set up right here. I'm assuming this is a little main lobby or whatever. This is a nice little area for real.
Footage from the
little nice little
apartment
community.
complex. Stefan was seen visiting the trash compactor multiple times throughout the day. At 4:35 p.m., around the time Stefan claims he learned of Madeleine's absence from school, he's seen throwing away a piece of a damaged tire. However, this wasn't the only thing Stefan discarded.
too old to lie to people, too old to beat around the bush, and we seem like we're having a generally good conversation right now. Okay. The only thing that I ask for from you is, and I will reciprocate, I want you to be honest with me as much as I'm being honest with you. Okay. Nowadays, cameras are everywhere. Okay.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right?
So, we see you at the guard shack. Okay. We see you go by the dumpster. Okay.
I may have taken some trash with me then.
What was in the trash?
House trash.
House trash?
Yeah.
When you for school, did she have her backpack with her?
Yes.
She did. Did she have her school computer with her?
Yes. Presumably, yes.
Presumably. Okay.
She should have.
Once again, this goes back with the whole honesty thing. There was things in that trash bag that got thrown away that probably shouldn't have been thrown away.
Near the tire, a Hawaiian print backpack, school laptop, and one white crock were found, all believed to belong to Madeline Soto. Stefan's story of watching Madeline walk toward the school with her belongings falls apart with this devastating discovery, prompting the detective to make a desperate plea for the truth.
Well, I can confidently tell you, she did not go to school with her backpack.
How's that?
Because we found it in the trash.
That nigga looked up like, what? He looked up, he knew he was bullshitting.
How's that?
Because we found it in the trash.
Man, this nigga just looked up like this. Knowing damn well she ain't had that backpack. He bullshit. Excuse my language.
So, Stefan, here's what I'm asking you and pleading with you is to dig down and do some soul searching. I have kids. He's got kids. And this little girl's out there somewhere that we need to know where. And I really, really, really think you can help us. I mean, you want to get something off your chest. I don't know what it is, but I'm pleading with you.
I don't know. I don't.
Though Stefan continues to deny the truth, the evidence against him is mounting. Detectives are far from finished as they prepare to confront him with the jaw-dropping discovery from his cell phone, a disturbing revelation that will be nearly impossible for Stefan to deny.
What do you think was on the phone?
Text messages.
Mm-hmm.
Emails. Old stuff.
Pictures?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of pictures were on there?
Training card pictures. Lightsaber pictures. Disney pictures.
Do you have a Google account?
Yeah.
Do you save pictures to your Google account?
Sometimes.
Or is it automatically? I know sometimes phones sync to a cloud and...
Yeah, I think it backs up to Google.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes when you reset your phone and your phone updates and puts these apps back on your phone, sometimes they will put the images back on your phone.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you have
Oh, I assume so.
Do you have any pictures of you?
Probably. I mean, went to Disney, took selfies on the train. She got back from Puerto Rico and had her hair braided. We got pictures of that. sorts of pictures, family events.
Any other pictures that you think of?
On February 28th, 2 days after Madeline's disappearance, the digital forensics team was able to recover hundreds of images and videos from the phone and a Google Cloud account. The images date back as far as when Madeline was only 8 years old. Though few images show Stefan's face, a unique black mark on his genitals would later match those seen in the photos. More discoveries would later come from his search history, with horrifying implications.
Here's where I'm gonna be brutally honest.
God, this nigga is a fucking sicko, bro. Eight, bro. Man, it's hard for me to even put that in words, bro. They'll come, and we'll get back to it. But this nigga's a sicko, and I pray to God they hit this nigga. I hope they hit him with life. I hope they hit him with life, just based off of that alone, bro. 4 years and she was 8, because I'm gonna assume she passed, unfortunately, but she was 13, bro. 5 years, my bad. Like, that's fucking disgusting, bro. Like that's supposed to be your daughter. Like, you don't got a sister. You got your mom. Could you imagine if this is like people don't think about this as your sister, your mom, your niece, whoever. And man, that's disgusting, bro.
And I'm pretty sure you know what some of those pictures are about. You're very intelligent.
Bro. As much as I would love to say this shit is staged or this shit is fake, bro, I can't. I ain't gonna lie. The second I seen this shit on the screen, bro, I felt that shit on my chest. I'm young. I'm finna be 20. I don't have a daughter. I don't plan to have one either soon. None of that. But I can understand just like, oh my God, what the fuck, bro? Oh, this nigga, he needs this fucking ass beat, bro. I ain't gonna lie, fuck the ass beat. He needs his ass beat, he needs the death penalty. None else to it, simple.
Intelligent person. And I don't want you to discredit yourself by saying you don't know about all the pictures that are on your phone. You understand what I'm saying? So do you want to add to the list of pictures?
It's fucking disgusting, bro.
Should I be talking with a lawyer right now?
And then he got the nerve to ask for a lawyer. It's too late now, bro. He already dug his own grave. Simple as that. Simple as, like, no other way to put it. He already dug his own grave. And now you want to bring up a lawyer after they bring up you putting your fucking ick in a little kid's mouth, bro, and you got it on camera. Nah,
I can't answer that question. My sole purpose right now is to see if I can find, and I'm really hoping you can help me.
Okay, well, I'd like to try to help, but I feel like I should probably have a lawyer present at this point.
In a nearby
and then, bro, they provided undeniable evidence time and time again. He's put in a position to where he can't do it. You can't lie your way out of this one. You stuck. They got everything. And it's a whole family outside don't know what happened to that little girl, bro. Whole time, the worst has probably happened. He knows what's happened. He's lying to everybody. He got put in a position to where they know he's lying, and he knows that he's lying. He knows that they know that he's lying, and he's still don't want to like admit to it. You gonna ask for a fucking lawyer, bro? And then it's like, it's nothing you can even do. What the fuck is a lawyer gonna do at that point? They should let him get a lawyer so the lawyer could cook him more. At least, man.
Interrogation room. Jennifer is presented with the distressing evidence. However, her initial reaction leaves investigators in shock.
We have his phone. We were able to get into his phone. And there are some very, very unfortunate graphic pictures with... I wish I could tell you this was all a made-up story, but it's not. Did you ever suspect anything like this? No? You okay?
How are you feeling right now?
Can't breathe.
Is this a surprise?
Is there photos of her?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you know how we have his phone? Obviously, that's how we were able to find the photos in there.
Everyone.
I wish it was somebody else, or I don't know if he's the father of that child or if he's a stepfather, etc., whatever. I'm just gonna assume stepfather because his name is Stephen Stearns and that was her name is Jennifer. I'm just gonna assume that. I don't know, but man, it's situations like this. You just wish the father was in their life, bro. Because could you imagine if a nigga did this to your daughter, bro? You know how many people is gonna crash out over it? Like, not even anybody. I don't care who it is. You should want to crash out over some shit like this. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. But if, man, I wish it was somebody there that could have just prevent all this from happening. Just straight up.
It's true. Can I see some of that evidence?
What makes you believe that it's not?
I thought I knew him long enough.
Though investigators insist the photos are true, Jennifer continues to ask them to show her the proof. Despite their concerns that the images may be too difficult for her to see, they ultimately reveal one of the images to her. Jennifer's reaction, however, will soon lead the detective to a chilling conclusion.
So what do you think should happen to Stefan?
I'm afraid to say
It's a
press
death
charges,
penalty.
but what else? There's a side of me that...
I'm afraid to say, bro, this is your daughter. Me, you, whoever else is behind the screen watching this, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever, we all have more concern for this situation than she does, bro. I think you should press this man has images with an 8-year-old girl. And you're saying, think? Look, I understand it's denial, bro, but nah, that's out. Regardless how much denial you got, if you just got shown something like that, ain't no denial at that point. Once you see that, I feel like if the cops said, you don't even have to. I don't even know why she would go through to even looking at that. If the cops say some shit like that, I'm gonna believe them. I'm not even gonna you don't lie about stuff like that. Of course, this is denial, but
say he's innocent, that this doesn't happen.
Can I make one decision now and change my mind later? If I decide not to press charges now, could I change my mind and press charges later?
It's a lot to digest. Okay, so I don't want to make you answer that right.
okay, hold on. All right, straight off the bat, something's wrong with her. Period. No offense, but something's wrong with her. You just seen a picture of your boyfriend, husband, whatever he is, sexually assaulting a minor that's not even in double digits of age, and you're debating on pressing charges? This nigga should be in the fucking... He should get a lethal injection chair damn near public. I ain't even gonna sell that because, man, I'm just not gonna sell it that. But, man, that's sad. It's just sad.
But when we come back, we'll talk more about it. She's our main focus.
That's where I'm at. I know that the acts happened, but I'm not convinced that he didn't take her to school. I'm not convinced that he's the reason she's gone. Because if this had been going on for so long, what's the motive? Why Monday? Why that day? Why the day after her birthday when we were supposed to spend the entire week together and have such a great time? Like we had plans. Like we knew.
That
we were just gonna be together that week and we were gonna have a good time.
I understand that makes a lot more sense now that she said that was his perspective I wasn't even considering. So okay, so I'll let it keep going.
So I just can't think like why.
When you say what's the motive, what are you assuming?
That she was taken. Not that anyone that I know has done something to her, because I feel like nobody I know.
You feel like nobody you know would do something to her, nigga? The main person you just what? Bro, you feel like no one would do something to her, and you just. It's been brought to her attention that he's been sexually assaulting this young woman for 5 years. And of everything going on after what she's been showing us is that she doesn't think he's the main person. Of course, it's like, why then at that moment? But why not? If you just know that's what he's been on for these last 5 years. What?
Would do something to her, would hurt her, would murder her, anything like that.
In addition to the photos, several items were located in a search of their apartment, including a firearm found in Stefan's room. In Madeline's room, a phone tripod was located inside a drawer, and a pair of men's underwear was found in a laundry basket. Police noted that a specialized light source was used on Madeline's bed, and areas of fluorescence were observed on her comforter. Additionally, Madeline's school notebook was found and appeared to contain graphic depictions of sexual acts. The evidence is enough to charge Stefan with sexual battery, and after more evidence is collected by police, he is placed under a...
Bro, I really don't mean to keep pausing like this, but I imagine y'all came to my reaction video to watch me react to this, so I ain't even gonna apologize for that. But man, that's sad. That's just depressing to think about the amount of emotional trauma that girl went through, bro. Like this, the people like this her like parent. You don't know if she look up to him, blah blah blah. This is that, and he's been doing this to her, bro. And then you find stuff like that in the notebook, and it's clearly signs of distress. I hope it's signs of distress, etc. But man, the whole situation just sad.
Rest. The investigators are still looking for Madeline, and despite the overwhelming evidence of Madeline's victimization, it still isn't enough to convince Jennifer that Stefan had something to do with her disappearance.
We know what happened. What if he's telling the truth about dropping her off and driving away and driving her in circles?
And she's defend. I ain't gonna lie. Any ounce of respect I have for her, any type of denial, whatever, of her not being involved is out of the window. Period. The fact that she just seen that, and that wasn't enough to get her from like get her to stop defending this man is that's crazy. That's lunatic. Nothing. I say lunatic. That's insane, bro. Like. I ain't gonna lie. My question after she just said that, if him sexually assaulting an 8-year-old isn't enough to get you to believe that he did this, what is? What would he have to have done for her to like really get in that mindset of, oh yeah, it's definitely him. He did this. This is the actions that he's shown leading up to this definitely indicate that he's the person who did this. Blah blah blah. Like why? Like what would it take? What else more do you need? Like what?
And get into the vape shop, because I know there's banks around, right in that same plaza. There must, in an Am stop, there must be video of him pulling into that plaza and waiting.
What do you mean? What's your question?
If you guys have found evidence of him being in front of the store like he said he was, like it's possible that his story might be true and somebody else could have taken her. Like I'm just thinking, like what if we're focusing, like okay, the sex things happened, right? But what if that's completely a side thing and not having to do with this, like her missing?
2 days after his arrest on March 1st, Madeline is still missing, and the detective once again confronts Jennifer, this time to share a troubling concern.
I think at a certain point throughout this relationship, you became aware of it, and for whatever reason, your reasons are your reasons.
I agree.
Whether it was
I for
discussed that it
sure
would
agree.
stop, whether it was discussed how it would go, that you feel some sense of guilt. A lot of the news statements you've given kind of, again, my opinion only, I don't speak for anybody else, whether it's in this room or out of this room, bother me. I feel like some of your sadness is not real sadness.
100%.
I feel like when you gave the interview with Fox 35, it was not sincere. Looking at that video one time, I didn't feel like your cries were sincere.
I agree.
And I'm not saying that because you're a bad person, but her going missing, her disappearance, if you
It's
have knowledge
excuse,
of
bro.
how it happened, where it happened, an inclination, that emotion's not going to feel sincere because you're already aware of what happened.
I would.
It's almost becomes
If
a
I
lie
knew,
at that point.
if I knew anything, I promise you, I would tell you. Like, I am willing to take a lie detector test, whatever the you want, but I don't know anything. He's never mentioned anything. I've never seen any signs. I tried watching her like a hawk. I thought I was doing a good job, but I wasn't.
Regardless of whether Jennifer was aware of the situation, the reality remains that Madeline hasn't yet been found, and uncovering where she is and what may have happened to her is still the priority.
We currently have upwards, probably 200 people working on finding. Anybody who is somebody is involved.
Yeah.
So, regardless of the circumstances, those people don't get to go home. Those people don't get to go back to their families. Those people don't get to live their lives and go back to their primary jobs. This isn't something that's going to stop or go away. I can tell you, and I know detectives expressed to you that the thought process at this point is this is a homicide investigation.
Yeah.
Based on the evidence I've seen, based on the videos I've seen.
Further review of the surveillance footage, which shows Madeline traveling with Stefan in the early hours of February 26th, leads detectives to draw a heartbreaking conclusion. They note that the slumped position, with her head leaning, is not a common sitting position, and horrifically, perhaps indicates that Madeline may not be alive.
Oh, wow.
Additionally, footage captured in a parking garage shows what appears to be Stefan carrying Madeline from the front passenger seat to the trunk at approximately 9:41 a.m., the time when Stefan claimed to be meandering around while waiting for the vape store to open. Without her body, however, their conclusion is only a theory. Meanwhile, a startling admission by Jennifer will soon lead to a brutal confrontation by the detective, whose patience appears to be wearing thin.
Have you talked to Chris about Stefan needing a lawyer?
Yeah.
When?
I think when you guys showed me the photos.
So we showed you photos. The
No.
first thought you had was to ask his father if he should get a lawyer?
No. I knew that was true, right? That's evidence. That's for real. That's happening. But I kept thinking, they're going. I don't know why I kept. I can't tell you.
She's bullshitting, period. That's all my brain is on. Whether she's not or is, it's gonna be hard to prove me any different, like, period. It's just really, like, blowing my mind that she seen a man sexually assault, or she heard about her husband, boyfriend sexually assaulting her child. And it's just not enough, like it's not enough care. I feel like she's trying to leverage the whole missing situation to take away from the fact of what he did to protect him, which is what I feel like she's been doing. So it's like, I just can't feel bad for her, bro. I just can't respect that reaction to how she reacting, bro. Like, somebody did something like that to my kids, I'm not gonna lie, it could be a cop sitting right in front of me, bro. I would tell that cop sitting right here, I'm harming that individual, bro. It just is what it is, dude. Like, nah, that's out.
Why my brain kept thinking, no, he didn't kill her. Not that he didn't kill her, but she's still missing. She's still out there. She was taken. Yes, he's done this to her, and that's not okay. But I swore I felt in my body she was still alive. She was still out there. I told Chris to get him a lawyer because I felt like you guys were chasing the wrong person. But you weren't.
You offering him a lawyer is very weird.
Okay, so look, here's the thing. I could understand if she said, I still wouldn't even understand the sole fact that you say get a lawyer. You get a lawyer when you know you've done something wrong and you need to get your ass out of trouble. You don't get a lawyer, like, for some shit like that. Like, and then telling him to get a lawyer after he assaulted after you know he assaulted your daughter, what? You protecting him? Like, bro, All right, look, I don't know how her morals are, how yours are, but I know me personally. If somebody does something like that to my kid, like I just said earlier, I'm not finna tell them, hey, yo, go to the Lord, protect yourself. Make sure you can do whatever you can to minimize the sentence for what you did to my daughter and my family and all the mental trauma you probably put her through before ending her life. Nah, that's out, bro. That's out, bro.
I know.
That's out, bro.
Her replies to the details about the severity of Madeline's assaults appear to be the final straw for the detective, as his confrontation grows more heated.
You prioritized him by offering him or telling his dad to get him a lawyer.
Literally, bro.
Not what the did he do?
Right.
Hey, we need to figure out what happened. No, let's protect Stefan.
Right.
I was in shock.
Well, that's not shock. That is your natural instinct to protect Stefan.
Right.
I don't know why I said that.
But that's the problem. You don't know why. Does your role in her life lead this to happen? I'll be honest. Yes.
I know.
Since she was a child, since her victimization started, it occurred under your roof and you acted like it didn't exist. And knowing the victimization, knowing how ongoing it is, knowing that you saw a picture of it, not just us telling you, not me and him saying, hey, listen, he's being...
Literally, he's saying the exact same shit I just
relationship. They showed you a picture of it, and you still protected him.
Mm-hmm.
So how am I supposed to not think that the thought process in your mind is until she's found, Stefan can't be charged with murder? Because we both now know that you don't want him to be charged with murder because you want him to have a lawyer.
Right.
No, I don't. That was then.
He can't be charged with murder.
That was then. Everything that you guys have shown me since then and have shown me that he's
So we
lying
had to show you a picture
time?
of her dead in a car for you to finally not take his side?
Despite his theory that Madeline is deceased, they've yet to locate.
I 1000% agree with that detective. He just said what I just said for the last 20 minutes perfectly. What I would have wanted to say to her is what he just said.
Any sign of her remains. If their devastating theory is correct, the question remains: what motive would Stefan have to end her life?
What do you think made him snap?
I don't know. Theories, I keep hearing
Tell me your theories, because here's the deal. We don't go home until she's found.
I think my one theory would probably be she had to have been trying to defend herself, bro. Because I feel like had he been doing this for all of his time, having his way, there'd be no reason for you to do something if you're having your way. And if she's letting this occur, he doesn't have anything to worry about. So I feel like it got to a point to where she just couldn't. Like, she probably tried to defend herself in some way, shape, or form, hurt his ego, and he went out and made a dumb, stupid, idiotic decision. That's what I believe or think happened.
No, I know.
So what are your theories?
What I've heard is, what if she upset him and threatened to tell me and say that she was going to tell me and he needed to shut that down? That's the only thing.
What do you think?
I don't want to believe he killed her. They're telling me he must have killed her Sunday night and snuck her body out in the morning.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. She clearly wasn't like physically involved in anything that was going on, but she should be in jail for damn near how she reacted to it, bro. I'll just leave it at
They
that.
showed me her slumped in the car.
You don't want to believe he killed her.
I want to believe she's still alive and that she got kidnapped, but that doesn't seem like that's the
Well, that's
case
not
at
right.
all.
Yeah.
I know my brain just wants to believe something else. I just want to believe she's still alive. She's out there.
Man,
explain your reasoning behind those assumptions.
One last thing. I'm gonna just let this play out. Man, with how she's acting, it's just a thought that I just had in the back of my head is, how much does she even really care about that child? Like, truly. Like, there's just a lack of a lot of things in that household that it just shouldn't have been a thing. It was an unfortunate fate for that young woman. May God bless her soul.
We'll move forward day by day.
So he had access to benzos and I think Lunesta.
What are those? I'm not familiar with that.
Benzodiazepines are anxiety medications which relax you and can make you sleepy.
Okay.
And Lunesta, I think, is a sleeping medication, like for insomnia. So I don't know if it's possible he gave her something and she was drugged. In those photos that you showed me where you're saying she's dead, maybe she was drugged. But if she is dead and it was done upstairs, I could just only imagine that he choked her. I don't know how else you would kill someone and not leave a mess.
Horrifically, a search for the medication sevoflurane was discovered in Stefan's Google account on February 12th and 14th. It's described as a volatile anesthetic that provides hypnosis and amnesia and is most commonly used for surgical procedures. An additional search was made to determine whether or not the medication would show up in tests. Still, based on what he's seen, the detective isn't willing to entertain the idea that Madeline was merely sleeping.
Right.
We know he killed her. We know he drove out of there Monday morning. We know he discarded her backpack in the trash dumpster. We know he discarded her laptop and one shoe, right? So all her property was discarded to look like she's gone. That way he doesn't have evidence with him. But then you have all these suspicious times of when he's left and come back and he's gone here and gone there. So what do you think he was doing on all these suspicious times? He's roaming 192. What do you think? Knowing what you know now we can play. You know she's dead. You know that we've given you information. What do you think, knowing what you know, he was doing on 192? He was doing here. He was doing here. He was doing in Northport. What do you think?
So him leaving early in the morning and driving around aimlessly somewhere. I feel like he stashed the body at that time. When he came back and then left again. But see, it's daytime. Like, how could you move a body or move something in daytime and not be seen? But like, I feel like he went back to check to make sure he did a good job or to move the body again. I don't know.
Detectives would eventually discover what Stefan was doing in Northport, along with a shocking discovery which will be revealed later. Still, Stefan has 54 minutes of unaccounted for activity in the area of St. Cloud, 9 miles from Kissimmee. Jennifer, however, claims she has no idea what he may have been doing there on the morning of February 26th.
I didn't think he ever, even knew where St. Cloud was because we've never driven down that way ever.
So you live in Kissimmee, right?
Yeah, I know, but to me, he's never had a reason to ever drive down to St. Cloud. Ever.
Investigators continue to pry information from Jennifer, unaware of just how close they are to a major breakthrough. For now, Jennifer poses a dark and twisted theory for where they might search for Madeline.
If I were him, and I had to stash a body, but I would never do this. My mind would say to go to Lake Toho. There's a lot of woods there, there's a lot of gators.
Like I told you, it's going to come to a point where we will. Volusia County Sheriff's Office just found somebody the other day that's been missing for a long time. People get found. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not quick. But we will find her. What you need to think about is when we find her, is there an opportunity or a chance that we are going to prove that you did not assist us to your full capability in this investigation? And if that is true, we need to think about the consequences of that. Consequences of hindering a murder investigation or a capital sexual battery investigation could be punishable up to probably the same charges, the same time in jail. I know you know that I don't believe what you're saying, and I know you know that I think you prioritize Stefan, but you prioritize jail. You see what I'm saying? If we come back and prove that you sat in this room and misled us, that you didn't lead us in the right direction, or that you assisted, or you acknowledged, or you knew, you're going to be warning from jail.
If I knew anything, I swear I would tell you.
At 4 p.m., just minutes after Jennifer's interrogation comes to a frustrating end, a call reaches detectives about a witness who claimed to see the suspect vehicle and a man fitting Stefan's description changing a tire near Hickory Tree Road, the location where Stefan disappeared from cameras in St. Cloud. The witness reveals the exact location where locked gates separate the road from an area of private property. The property owner gives police permission to enter, and horrifically, tucked inside a long expanse of bamboo trees, Madeline's body is discovered. She's found wearing a green-colored sweatshirt and blue jeans, and her body is covered by pieces of what appeared to be hay or dry grass. The bottoms of her socks are clean, suggesting she was carried. Records would also reveal the sickening purpose of Stefan's trip to Northport while his family slept at the hotel. According to police records, at 6:34 a.m., just after arriving in Northport, Stefan attempted to log into his Google account. It was later that Chris discovered the hard drive for Stefan's computer had been removed and placed in a bin at Chris's storage facility. He handed it over to the police, where it was found to contain over 35,000 explicit images of children.
This nigga's a fucking sicko, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He needs 3 life sentences. Let him serve. He got gray hair. Let him serve like 20 of them years and then kill him, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He needs the death penalty. He needs a death penalty, bro. And if they don't give it to him, I damn sure hope the inmates got to him. I ain't gonna lie. I couldn't care less about what any of y'all gotta say in the comments right now. He's a fucking sicko, bro. He deserves the absolute worst of the worst that comes his way after what his actions got him into, bro. 35,000. Man.
In a call between Chris and Stefan recorded from the jail, Stefan is confronted with the grim reality of a long future behind bars.
The penalty for the crimes you have been charged with carry a minimum 40-year sentence. So obviously we're going to be gone. We'll all be gone. We're sad about that, obviously, because there won't be anybody here for you when you come out.
Yeah, and I'll be lucky if I have another 40 years left in me either, so.
Yeah. I wish there was a way that, you and I can have a conversation, all of us could have a conversation to understand what's taken place, how this came about, how you arrived here, because it would help us better understand the situation, because we're at a loss for understanding how all this came about. I mean, we're just totally.
Could you imagine being a father and you're dropped with a bombshell like this about your son, bro? Like, if I was his dad too, I would want to know what went wrong and when, where, what. Like, that would fuck my head up bad, because it's like, you didn't got yourself in this situation, did all this. What would I have done wrong to influence this, or what did I let occur under my roof or under my supervision that ultimately led to this? Like, that would fuck me up as a father.
Exactly.
Well, I didn't start it.
Oh, you didn't start it, but you participated in it, which is just as bad as not starting it, but that's for another day.
Obviously, I can't get into specific details or anything, but, I mean, if you'd like to schedule a visit with me or something, maybe we can find some way to talk.
I don't know. I think we're always going to be recorded, so there won't be an opportunity to do that.
A later autopsy would rule Madeline's cause of death as strangulation. Though an exact time of death could not be determined, investigators believe she was deceased before she was taken out of the apartment and was killed either the night of her birthday party or early the following morning. The footage of the young girl seen wandering away from the church Monday morning was not Madeline, but an unfortunate coincidence that the person on camera bore a similar resemblance. Stefan is being held without bond and is currently facing multiple charges, including 13 counts of sexual battery, 7 counts of lewd molestation, 39 counts of unlawful possession of obscene materials, and first-degree capital murder. On April 26, 2024, 37-year-old Stefan Michael Stearns entered a plea of not guilty. His jury trial is set to begin on September 22, 2025, where prosecutors intend to seek the death penalty. He currently awaits his fate at the Osceola County Jail in Kissimmee, Florida. Jennifer has not been charged with any crimes related to the disappearance or murder of Madeline Soto.
Wow. I ain't gonna lie. they seeking death penalty for damn sure good reason. I'm all for it. So if you disagree, I disagree with you, and what you gonna do about it? But man, that whole situation just sad, bro. Some of these, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Some of these moments in hearing this damn near made me shed a tear. And that's fucking sad because I can't directly relate to this. Obviously, I'm young to have kids around this age, blah, blah, blah. But when you have siblings, nieces, like just people, like you're around and stuff, and you know you would never want this stuff to happen. And it's just so much shit that's just wrong with it. And then about the mom, bro, I think she needs jail time, bro, at bare minimum. Because I feel like she knew about what was going on. It's just when it goes on for 5 years and then you react like that when being fronted with the information, it only leads you to think like that just leads you to think like she had to have known, bro. She let it occur, didn't contact anybody, and it was just so many inconsistencies with her stories, how she was reacting, etc. It just wasn't. It's just bad, bro. Like bad. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably one of the most emotional reactions I've had to one of these 100%, and with good reason. I think people. I want to say like both of them, but I really don't understand the mother's perspective that well to really speak on it. But I'm just gonna say both. I really hope. I can't even think. I ain't gonna lie. That's just so fucked. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. If you're hearing this right now, you're watching me, I appreciate you for staying this long, first and foremost, because you are helping me make my dream come true, and I really do appreciate you for that. And you also stayed here and listened to me, so I also appreciate you for that. But with that being said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. The link to this video is in the description if you'd like to watch it on your own and analyze it yourself, maybe. If I missed anything in the comments, please, I would be happy for you to comment that down. I would really love to respond to that if we have a conversation. But yeah, that's the end of this one. So catch you next time. Peace.